Okay, this time we went south and we ran back into color. Look at that. It's so pretty here. Just, I guess we're a little bit south of Atlanta, Georgia. But we're still on the bypass, so we might still be in Atlanta, Georgia. Look at the color. It's amazing. Love it.
Hello fellow RVers, this is Gary once again with Ruff Road RV Life. Sharon's behind the camera. So where has freedom brought us since we like looking at freedom? Well, we're in Jackson, Georgia at High Falls State Park. It's 51 degrees out here, it's like noon, so we got a little bit of clothing on. Well, having clothing on is a plus anyway. Lake Cowaliga River, the largest fall south of Atlanta. The visitor center is right to my right here. This is where you check in. And right behind the visitor center here, there's a boat ramp and all your rental equipment like your kayaks, your paddle boards, your little boats and stuff like that, all right back here behind the visitor center. So we're going to do a tour of this park. It's a little bit spread out again and let you see what High Falls State Park is all about.
Our tour starts here at the trading post. This is where you check in if you were camping here. High Falls Recreation.
Unless they pre-check you in like they did us over the phone.
They did. They called, and so we didn't even have to come here, except we did come here to unhook. This little picnic area and playground there. And the trading post. Paddling rentals here. So yeah, that was a nice perk. Because it was raining that day, and it was nice to know we didn't have to get out and deal with registering in the rain. We were already taken care of. So now we're swinging back around here for another view of the lake and the rental area and the boat ramp. Nice. Now this campground, the campground areas and the day use areas are, as Gary said, quite spread out. So I'll give a little explanation when we get up here. They're doing a lot of renovations here too. Do you recall what all she said they were doing?
No.
They're doing a lot. So our camping area is to the right. That is the river campground. And there's also a day use area there and trails. A fishing area, but we're going to go to the day use area, lake camping and yurts.
Now this road in front of us is High Falls Road, which goes right to I-75.
Yeah, super easy to get here. And bonus, you have a Dollar General across the way there and another little market over here. The Falls View Market. So as we go by here, you can see one of the trails that crosses over from one side to the other, and a good look at the river. And so to the left is the camping, and there is the day use area, the other trail. There is a $5 parking fee here a day if you do like we do, just bypass. So here's a restroom and program area up there. And this is the day use area. Lots of trash cans, playground, pavilion, and there's other shelters up here. Okay. All right, group shelter, picnic shelter 3, swimming pool, picnic shelter, miniature golf, lake camping, and yurts. This is the lakeside camping. And starting right here with 100, you can see these are much shorter electric water sites. 102, there's 101 on my left. And we're just gonna drive around and show you what these look like. 103. 105. We're pretty sure that the yellow post means they're 30 amp. Seems to be the way in our campground area. It was 107 right there. And there were also sites on the other side, but there were people in them. All right, here is 110. And then this little area of no sites. And here is a site, so you can get a good idea of what it looks like. 109, right there, tucked up in the woods. Plenty of space between you and your neighbor. And 111 is right there. 111 has a little water view. And then on the left is 113. Then on the right, 112. And 114 on the left. Let's you got some high banks there on 114. Then you have to go upstairs. Here are the yurts. They have prime real estate right here overlooking the water.
5 of them.
Number 1. No pets allowed though. 2 is right there.
Got a host waiting on us.
Yep. Beautiful lake.
Ooh, I was wrong. There's 6 of them.
Number 3. And there's more down there. Nice deck for 5 and 6. And this is leaving the Lake Campground area. And straight ahead is the pool and the lake. Pool area, which obviously is not in season at this time. But there you go. Miniature golf right up there on that hill. And you can get your miniature golf clubs and balls from the trading post. And leaving this day use camping area. Now here is where you'd park also to walk the Falls Trail, which is across the street. We'll show you a peek of that. There you go. So right across the way there is the Falls Trail, which is a popular trail. I think she said, is it 2 miles?
2 miles.
Yes, 2 miles long. All the trails are 2 miles or more, correct?
Right.
Yeah. There again is where we just left the registration visitor center called the Trading Post. And
You
here,
would turn left here at the Dollar General, or right if you're pre-checked in from
Yes.
I-75 if you're going to the Riverside, right?
correct. So we turn right down this road.
I guess this is an area you could unhook your toe.
Yeah. All right, and here is a road leading to the fishing areas and the river campground area. Right here is a trail area, and this trail will take you back across the road. I think it's the historic trail.
I do too.
I'm not sure. Is
I
it?
believe it is a historic trail.
Yeah. Don't be fooled because you are south of Atlanta. This is a hilly area around here.
There's your grade.
There's your grade. Here we go. Hang on. Here is the observation. Old powerhouse. Sorry, old powerhouse. Let's go that way and look. And fishing area. We'll go check that out. This is the old powerhouse. And there's an informational kiosk here that talks about it. and the river. This is so pretty. Now, I'm not planning on kayaking, so I can't really speak on the kayaking here. Looks like it has a pretty swift current, and I'm not sure about shoals along the way. Throughout the 19th century, settlers in the community at High Falls harnessed energy from the Toliga. Okay, we don't know. It's 4 out of 5 pronunciation difficulty according to Google. So, river using water wheels to drive mechanical devices. So this talks all about how it worked back in the day. All right, back on the road here, stopping to put in our gate code. I do like this little added layer of security here. This is one way in, and there is another gate you exit. But the signs are pretty clear.
You actually have a tall one here too. You might could reach from your window of your motorhome.
Yeah, that's a nice perk. We didn't have that at our last campground. Yeah, the river is just on the other side of that brush. 5 miles an hour. Slow children. So we are going to wind around. This is quite a large camping area, bigger than the lakeside camping. So first we see the host. A host site, rather.
Wood for sale right there.
Yep. And here we go with site 1, site 2. You can see these are a little bit deeper sites. Site 3, and they back up right to the water. Here is one of the bathhouses, and it has a laundry facility right there. Not the only bathhouse, so.
Sites 4 and 5.
Right, nothing on our right so far.
We had a big rain last night. That's why all this water's over here.
Yes, a big rain.
Thunder.
All night. Now here's where we start seeing sites on both sides. So you can see coming in, 6 is to our right.
It's kind of a big overview of the whole camp.
Yep, right
see a bunch
there.
of it.
Site 8, 7's to our left. 10 is right there. 10. All right. Okay, going forward. Site 10 here is a 30 amp site. It's a pull-through site. It looks like we go straight to continue our numbers.
There's 12.
Yeah, 12 right there. So most of the sites here, the majority of the sites are 30 amp. Site 13 and site 14. And site 15 right there where that pull-through is. The river's just over there. And there's 16 and 17 that back right up to the river. Nice. And then we're going to keep going around following the arrows. Site 18. It's right there. Site 19. And site 20. 21's a pull through, 22 to the left, and 24 to the left. 23 is another pull through. 26 to the left, 25 to the right. And there is another bathhouse just over in the middle of this area as well. 27's on the opposite of 28, but there's 28 right there. So some of these are a little more out in the open here. They still have plenty of room between you and your neighbor, right? Wouldn't you say?
I would say.
29 and 30. They're just kind of wide open. I think they're getting ready to put a playground in right there, we were told, and 32 is right there. There's 45, 44, counting backwards, 42, 43 is right there, 41 right there. 40, and then 39. And then we're going to come up here and do this little loopy area. 48 and 49. And 50. And the bathhouse is like right here. Bam. Right there.
It's a washer and a dryer.
Yes.
$2.
$2. There you go. And then this is all that's up here. Here's a 51 is a pull through. Overlooking the entrance road right there. 53 is right over here. Looks like a creek behind it. And 54 is right here. Last one up on this little cul-de-sac is 55. And another look at that bathhouse. Gray water dump right there. And last one on this side is 48, which we already showed you. No, 47. Okay. All right, so we're back heading towards the exit and the dump station, but there's another little loop back here we need to catch.
35,
36 to the left, and then we're going to just turn around and do this little loop-de-loop. Starting with 56 right there. 56, 57. This is just all on the outside sites, no inside sites. 59, 60, backed up to the woods. 61.
ADA site 62, ADA site 63.
63 coming up right there. There you go. And another bathhouse. And it has laundry facilities there too. That's nice. Coming from a campground where there was one set of laundry, well, as far as we know, right?
Yeah.
We don't really know. But one person was catching up on their laundry, so.
Okay, this is the exit road too.
All right, coming on around here, there is a trailhead for the Tranquility Trail that could actually take you to the historic trail.
Yep.
And that would also take you to the falls area. And here is the dump station and trash cans. Double dump station, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, if you continue to go straight here, it will take you to the exit gate through this nice windy park road. And we have one more area to look at. And this area will have some 50 amp sites in it. Pioneer camping in the woods to our right. They also have a kayak and primitive site that accommodates 25 people. All right, this brings us back out of the camping area, but because of the one-way streets, we're gonna wind back around and go back in to the final area. Okay, we're coming back up here to where we were a while ago and going forward for the next bit. So here we're going to turn to the left and go over the creek.
And here's your signs for what campgrounds here.
Yeah, 65 through 89. Extra parking, and there is site 89 down here all by itself. And that is a 30 amp site. So I'll try to point out the ones that are 50 amp. If it's unclear, I Like right here, this 65 is the ADA site. I do not know if it's 50 amp or 30 amp. But it's right there. Bathroom is right there. There's another ADA site in front of us, site 66. '67's in the middle there.
50 amp, it's written on the pole.
There you go, 50 amp on the pole. Well, that makes life easy, right? Here's 68, 50 amp, pull through.
I think
69,
this is all 50 amp back here.
50 amp, not all of it. Well, I don't know.
Couple back here, maybe not.
70, and let me tell you something special about Site 71. That was our site on one of our very first trips out in Ruff Road in 2017. There's 73.
Here's some 30s.
All right, 72, 74, 75. Right here, backed up to the woods, your own little corner. Those two are kind of close together, but it'd be great if you were with friends. 76, 77. The only thing in the middle are these pull-throughs, 78 and 79.
Now back to 50 amps.
And pull-throughs overlooking the woods. Site 80. Site 81 is coming up, and it is a 50 amp. So you can see the pull-throughs. They're just kind of right out there in the open, but it's not so bad. 82 is right here. Nice spot. 50 amp. Gray water dump right there. And here's our little neck of the woods, 83. Here's home sweet home for us this week. Lots of room and plenty of space between the next site and you. There's no sites in the middle here, and this is site 84.
$30 amps.
Back to 30 amp, yep. Site 85 and site 86. Now it appears that if you want a waterfront site overlooking the river, like these two are, it's through the trees, so you really can't see the river. 87 and 88, you will have to be okay with 30 amp, or maybe that's what your rig calls for. All right, and that's the exit road right there, and that is a full drive about of all these sites.
So, that was our tour of High Falls State Park. As you can see, there's several loops. This loop right here, to me, has the most 50 amp. The majority of this park seems to be 30 amp service. The falls and the trails that we walked on, I walked on, my wife walked on. And the swimming pool is seasonal, and there is a charge for it. It was $5 a person.
I don't know.
It was either $5 or $6 a person, somewhere in there. And there's also a charge for the mini golf or putt-putt golf, whatever you call that. So,
and the rentals.
and the rental boats and all that, that's all pay-to-play stuff too. So, the Verizon service here is, in my opinion, awful. I don't even know if it's that.
Yeah, it's like...
Don't depend on uploading anything if you need to, if you come here. The park is nice. The Verizon service is not good, and I think some people just walked by, and I understand they were using AT&T, and they said the best place they could get service was go standing out in the field. So...
Yeah, down by the dump station.
Down by the dump station, which is
about a half a mile from
But
here.
he had the same thing to say about that we do. Sometimes you can almost get on, and other times just put it down and try again later.
It's not stellar.
But the park does have like we said, the pool, the mini golf, walking trails, biking trails. Not far from here, there's Indian Springs. It's another state park, and there's a big biking trail close to that. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. It starts with a D. You can look it up. And there were some trails there, but they weren't as in good a shape.
No,
So we got some film of that.
Right. Now, you can go get there, and people are allowed 2 gallons of the sulfur water, and so because it's supposed to have healing properties, so it's something you might want to think about. Indian Springs.
Just make your tea and coffee with sulfur water.
Yeah. And
let us know how that works.
I'm pretty sure it's sulfur water, but anyway, it's a mineral water, and there is a campground there. So
now, right at the entrance to this the road that comes back to the campground, there is a Dollar General and a local privately owned store. Kind of I don't think it's a supermarket, it's kind of a big C-store.
Yeah, we didn't go in it, but it looked like a pretty good size.
So yeah, I would bring your supplies, but there is a Dollar General there.
Yes, very convenient.
So
you have a ladybug.
Yeah, let's not get in an infestation with ladybugs.
That looks like an Asian ladybug.
Yes.
Because it's not red. Fly away, little friend. Okay.
We don't want those. We battled stink bugs a while back.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's over, but...
But our site here, it's gravel. It was level. We have water. Like I said, water. We have 50 amp service here. We've got plenty of space here. We got plenty of space between our neighbors, so we're not crowded here. Some of the other loops a little more packed.
Right, and these are pull-through sites. I don't know if you mentioned in this loop especially, and there are some in the other loops. So that's very nice. We actually stayed here before in Site 71 when it was one of our first trips in Ruff Road, and it was on one of the center pull-throughs, and it wasn't so bad. It just felt like we were surrounded by people because we had people to the sides and people in front and people in back, but you still have a lot of space between sites.
They do have an ample amount of bathrooms. Now, I use this bathroom right here, which is right behind our RV, to take a shower with, and I walked in there, and my bathroom was big. There's double sinks, there was toilet, and there was 2 big showers. I mean, big showers. Enough the room to take a shower with, and you had a changing area too, private.
In the middle of my shower, the lights turned off, which it was during the day, and I could still see because of the windows. But if that happened at night, you'd be fumbling around without your clothes in the dark.
You have to walk out of the shower, wave your hands, and turn the light on.
Well, now when I stepped out of the shower, the lights came back on. So they must be, their motion activated, obviously. But anyway.
On my side, the men's side, the light never went off. It was on when I walked in, it was on when I walked out.
And I wasn't there a long time. So I just want to say that.
So
maybe I was there too long, but when I stepped out of the shower to dry off and all, the lights came back on. So.
Okay.
All right,
so anyway, that's the detailed bathroom report.
There you go. And did we talk about trails?
We didn't do specific. We're going to do specific trails.
Well, I just want to share that if you really like to walk in the woods, there's a couple of trails here. You could probably get in about 5 or 6 miles between the road walking to get to the trails and the trails. There's a Tranquility Trail, and there's a Historic Trail, and there is a High Falls Trail, which goes along the river, which is really pretty. You liked them.
No, the Historic Trail is wide. It's packed gravel. Part of it is a wooden walkway.
Yeah, but it's easy.
But it's nice, and it's wide, and it's packed, and it's not hilly. I think you could even probably, a motorized wheelchair could even go down. It might be a little bumpy on the gravel, though. Right,
but they had like pull-out overlooks where you could overlook the river and the falls.
Right. And it takes you right across the street from the visitor center.
Yes.
So.
And the other 2 trails are going to be more up and down, and
Rudy and Rocky,
yeah. Just heads up on that. Not hard, not anything really difficult, but just watch your step type trails.
But this park is close to I-75, so it's convenient to get off of I-75 to come to this park.
Yes.
It's not very many miles at all.
Super easy. We are south of Atlanta, about 40 miles south of Atlanta. So if you're traveling the I-75 corridor, this is a great pop-off.
Yes.
And you don't even know, we can't hear the highway or anything here. we might hear cars on the road that goes through this area, but
And today is Saturday, December 11th. It's the first day it's actually 68, 69 degrees.
yeah,
It's mostly been 30s, 40s, 50s,
yeah,
and overcast and kind of rainy.
true.
Yeah, but today was the warmest day of our week stay here so far. We leave tomorrow,
Right.
of course.
So we've kind of had to do things in between raindrops.
Yes, and
That's
it's supposed
how
to
this
rain
is.
again today, coming at 1 o'clock. It's 80%, so
Yep.
oh, that's how it is.
All right, and I think we mentioned already that across the way there is where you check in, or if they call you. So the trading post or visitor center is the check-in place. There are 2 campsites, like we said. One's on Lakeside, the lake, and then one's a river. So just be aware, when we first came here, we were a little freaked out because there's not one area. It's kind of spread out.
Yeah,
apart,
that was our
as we
first
saw.
trip in 17 here.
Right. We knew the drill on this trip.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that we clarify. When we first came here and we saw the spillway, we were thinking that was the falls, but actually the falls are on down that we saw on our High Falls walk. So there's more to the falls than just the spillway there from the lake.
Right.
And we didn't have a car, didn't do a lot of exploring our first trip here, so we thought that was a falls. It looked like falls, right?
Yeah, that's
But
actually a spillway.
Right, but it's actually on down. It's quite impressive, the falls. So you need to check those out, and the history in the area with the Creek Indians
Right.
and then the settlers as they came. There's a
Yeah.
lot of history here.
There's a historic mill here and some other things you can look at.
Right. Okay, now I'm done.
Now we've
I just
finished
wanna
with our
say this.
thought?
Yes.
All right, well, the thought is done. So we're going to wrap it up here. And we hope you click like and subscribe and follow us on our journey. As
Please.
we're,
Leave a comment.
leave a comment.
If we have service, we'll answer.
Yes, we will.
And if we don't have service, we'll answer as soon as we have service.
That's right.
I have to say that in case there's a lag. Sometimes there is.
So, Gary and Sharon, Ruff Road in the background. The dogs are inside messing about. I'm not sure if they're sleeping or not. So, lots of squirrels here.
Lots of squirrels.
Lots of squirrels, and they're not shy
They're
squirrels.
not afraid of
No.
people, no.
They're out just getting their acorns and digging holes and doing squirrel things. So,
Doing squirrel
yeah.
things.
So anyway,
Taunting the dogs, I believe,
Yeah.
is what they're
oh,
destroying.
they let the dogs get within 5 feet of them, then they'll just turn around and flip up the tree. Drives them nuts.
Just keep your brake on if you're walking your dog and you've got a prey German dog.
Yeah. So, signing off. I almost forgot what I was going to say there. I forgot what I have said. Anyway, let's start there. So anyway, Gary and Sharon, Ruff Road RV Life.
We like looking at freedom.
Yep. Safe travels. Hope to see you on the road.
Bye.
Take care.
Saying goodbye to Site 83, High Falls State Park. It's been a good stay. It's been a great stay, actually. Sorry to go, but happy for new adventures. want to see happy dogs? There's happy dogs. Here's looking
51
at
degrees. Head out the window.
2 happy dogs.